We even sing songs in studio to sanitize our people.
We are Project Liberia, Mama Liberia. Must all rise. Let's stand together to fight Corona. Uncertainty, no security, everything is possible. It could be your mama, your papa, brother and sister. Let's stand together to fight this deadly disease now. Walk on the world we're living for the uncertainty, no security, everything is possible. It could be your mother, your father, even your sister. Let's stand together to fight this deadly disease now. From Asia to Europe,
Corona.
Europe to America,
Corona.
America to Africa.
Corona.
Take precaution.
Corona.
Be safe. It could be your mama,
Corona.
your brother, sister, or father.
Corona.
Let's stand together.
Corona.
Mama Liberia.
Corona.
God bless Mama Liberia and the rest of the world.
We must arise. Oh Lord, have mercy. Let's stand together to fight Corona. This foreign country. We must arise. Let's stand together to fight Corona.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Amen. 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 Let's fight Corona.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Amen. 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 Let's fight Corona.
Oh Lord have mercy. Coronavirus spreads via droplets. When the person coughs or sneezes, the droplets land on surfaces and are picked up on the hands of others and spread further. People catch the virus when they touch their infected hands to their mouth, nose, or eyes. It follows that the single most important thing you can do to protect yourself is keep your hands clean by washing them frequently with soap and water or hand sanitizer. What is the incubation period of COVID-19? It appears that symptoms are showing up in people within 14 days of exposure to the virus. What are the symptoms of COVID-19? COVID-19 symptoms include cough, fever, shortness of breath. In rare cases, COVID-19 can lead to severe respiratory problem, kidney failure, or death. If you have a fever or any kind of respiratory difficulty, such as coughing and shortness of breath, call your doctor.
Coronavirus is real, but together we can fight it.
Asia to Europe, Europe to America, America to Africa. Take precaution. Be safe. It could be your mama, your brother, sister, or father. Let's stand together. Mama Liberia.
Amen.
Nigerians, let's stand together and fight coronavirus. God bless Africa and the rest of the world. We as project.
And I pray that all of you be safe and well. God bless you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome. My name is Munel Kishen, aka the General. This is the conversation of the General. And I usually come on late, but what to do because of the time and other things that we have to do, you see. But thanks again, folks. At least you up. Without you, we cannot come on. I know some people ask all the time, people call me, oh, I see your show, but why you come on late? That's the time. Some people in Liberia watch it and it's not about how many people see it at the time when I'm doing it, but it's how many people watch it when I'm finished. That go over it. So, but look, I got to touch on the Dylan stuff before I go into anything. And I've been watching, listening to people, but we're still missing the mark. We're still missing certain things that it's not right at all. What is going on in Liberia today is an old story. Yesterday, I started my thing by saying that Ellen Johnson had the opportunity to restructure the government of Liberia because when she took over, things were not in place. The government was just there. She could have reduced the government and make things to work the way it's supposed to. Because everybody we have her at that level, very high, smart woman, economist from Harvard, yeah, all kinds of praises we gave. But she was able to conquer the system. She dismantled it and she organized it the way she wanted to. Edwin Snow was the speaker at the time, was arrogant, trying to show his muscle. Ellen brought him down. Ellen brought all the other political parties down. She manipulated the Senate. She made sure they put in a better deal for themselves. They got a salary going. She gave them brown envelopes whenever she wanted to pass laws. And it's been working that way. Then this present president too was a senator. They've been working that way. Everything been going fine. And I would say, and I stand by it, I would not hold Darius Dillon. I would not punish Darius Dillon. I would not even criticize Darius Dillon. People who are criticizing Darius Dillon are not supporters of Darius Dillon. If you ask me it was right, I will tell you no. The executive have been doing it before. If you ask me why Darius Dillon took it, he has his reason to give it to him. But who brought it out? Who told the press? Who explained this thing about this 6,005? Was Darius Dillon. So if this man knew, if you're not honest enough, he was not going to say it. It's just like You go to pick up something, and other people think you're stealing, but to you, it's not stealing because you were sincere to enough and said, "Listen, I took this from the table." He took it. He decided to give it. And I say this all the time. And elected officials are not humanitarians. Let us be fair with each other. But because our country, our people, majority of the people are poor, that is why today no good people can be elected. Because if you think you're good and you refuse to spend money, the voters are the poor people. The majority of the voters are people who cannot help themselves. They have already been spoiled by our politicians. They do it right in the same country. They keep people on welfare in this country, so you will always vote for them. And it's just that because America is a place that they got money. When they shut the government down in America, whenever they try to shut the government down, they don't stop the senators' pay and representatives. They take pay. You do know that it don't affect them. It's up to them to say, listen, you know what, we're not going to take pay. But they will take pay. You cannot stop them. In Liberia, who responsible to pay people? It's the executive. Some people are saying that the $180,000 that was given to them, they were supposed to turn around and say, no, we don't need this money, we'll give it to the nurses. But they sent a stimulus package with nothing in there with for the nurses and health practitioners. Darius Dillon brought it up. He was the first that talked about it. They added it. And they even talked about their pay. And they even suggested that these people should be paid 2 months. Suggested that these people should be paid 2 months. You're listening to it. Everybody. Darius Dillon is not a saint. Darius Dillon is a human being. He never hid it. He took it and gave it. And one thing Darius Dillon said, if we're going to argue with this government and say that we're not going to pass this budget, this stimulus package because it's not necessary for this. Una take care of the health worker. The same people are going to say, oh, they both try to buy rice for us, and the senators refuse. The executive gave them the 180,000 and gave them what 2 months of their salary. I will not hold them responsible. I will not hold them. That's their money. They give it to them. But don't you think if we had a better executive, if we had a very good president, don't you think in a time of crisis, he would come up and say, listen, we don't have the money to give it to you, and you will do this job. If you don't, I will tell the Liberian people, you don't think a president could do that because the president is corrupt. Why people should be going around and say, oh, you can't talk to CDC again. Oh, CDC looking for somebody to die with. So you agree with me that seditionists are crook. The government, they are crook. So now they found somebody. They found somebody that they can hold on to. Okay, now Darius, they don't just receive this money. You got 30 senators, 73 representatives. They all received the $6,000, 500. They all receive it. If Darius didn't want going to refuse that money, he will explain before they get to understand. But he took care of his staff, he put it back in the community, say it's for the people. He put it back in the community. He told us why we should prosecute him, why we should prosecute Darius Dillon, because they gave him $6,500. We should prosecute him. Some people say it's bribery. Some people say Darius Dillon was supposed to refuse it and insist that the legislatures take that money and give it to the health workers. People, we got to be smart. The system is broken. We all know. The system is broken. We got poor people who are legislators and senators. We got some people who make money already, but they lack integrity. So they do things that they want to do. We all know that. It could be me. Maybe I could refuse it, or maybe I could accept it. It's legal. It was hidden, or to say what we're giving you is bribing. So just pass it because we're going to eat the other money, the money that you allocating for us that we just put in. We're going to eat it. So hold this little money here. Every time senators and representatives go for recess and you call them, they got certain fees. They come back. It happened in America here, but America got money. So you don't know all these things. I don't care how to shut this government down in America, the senators and representatives take pay. They get pay. You will not stop the pay. They got more things. They got a lot of benefits. Even government employees got a lot of benefits. That's the government, the executive responsible to pay health workers. The legislatures there to legislate and implement and put laws together for their communities. They're not humanitarian. They're not there to build roads. They're not there to build bridges. But because our country, we got majority of the people poor, don't have anything, so they look up to the lawmakers. And do you know why the lawmakers get involved in a community? Liberia is not a federal state, my people. Liberia, the counties are not just, they don't have their own laws or government to say, yes, we'll get to the federal government, but we got a local government. The president, Liberia is a unitary state that the executive controls everything. Everything the executive put the budget together. The executives tell you where we're going to put bridges, where we're going to put roads, whether you like it, you don't like it. We're not going to put it in your county. You can force it. They decide. They got a lot of power. They got a lot of power. But everybody doing things. But now, if you don't do it, if all the time directors say, "Oh, I will refuse this money," and the people in Monserrato they say, "Well, you see, this money we give it to him for operational to get to his people." He refused it. He don't worry about you. He don't care about you. Or he voted against the $25 million that the man you're talking about. We got this money to buy rice. Liberian people hear the rice in the ear. Rice. They had for that rice. You can't stop them. It's just like calling Bernard Ure, say, listen, you live in Kirisburg. I got this food for your people. Can you give it to them? As much as he's the chairman of CPP, refusing it, it will be a problem for him because that's his community. That is where he lives. But that's a argument for another day. But I personally see nothing Darius Dillon did. Everybody who criticizing Darius Dillon are not supporters of Darius Dillon. They're not. This man never took the bribe. It was not a bribe. It was a money that the executive gave for operations or whatsoever. Look, there are a lot of money, a lot of benefits, a lot of things the guys they're supposed to get it at this time. No. Who put it together and gave it to them? The executive. They should have used that money. That is why when you get a good executive, you got an honest president. And when the money is not there, you would tell them, say, there is no money. We don't have it. Whether you can pass the budget 10 times, we don't have it. But it been happening before. This is not the first time. Darius is not a saint. Or we're waiting for Darius to fail. And even I see people from UP and other people who I saw supported Darius Dillon before trying to say Darius Dillon did wrong. Today, Darius Dillon is crook. He's a criminal. Then people say that, oh, see this sedition waiting for you. Look, sedition, the government, they're the most corrupt government. I would not be afraid to challenge them. I would not be afraid. The other CDC lawmakers receive that money. Oh, that Darius Dillon went there and received bribes. That only stupid people would listen to all these things. Like other people are here then talking on different platforms. Oh, because you say Darius Dillon is earnest, so you talk for Darius Dillon, you're a fool. You're idiot. You're a worshiper. If anybody come on Facebook and say Darius Dillon worshiper, just know that that dude or who she or whosoever, she's not a supporter of Darius Dillon. She's not a supporter of Darius Dillon. She never voted for Darius Dillon, or he never voted for Darius Dillon. They are the same. They're from the other side. They're from the other side. The people in Montserrado County, Darius Dillon have built his reputation in that county right now that nobody, all this nonsense we're doing, we're trying to prove that because we live in America, we can say all kinds of things and say the difference and make the difference. Try to act like we are smart people. We're very smart. Oh, Darius Dillon was not supposed to take that money. That's a bribe. He masquerading around here acting like he's the perfect senator. He never said he was perfect. Darius Dillon is not a perfect man, but he's an honest man. He's an honest man. You got your kid in the house. If your kid takes something, they say, "Who took this?" He said, "That's me, daddy." Even if you want to punish him, you say that he was very honest. It was not stealing, but because you're not around or whatsoever, he took it. This money was given to them for operation. Or because nursing take pay. Who responsible to pay nurses? Who responsible to pay doctors? Do you think the executive, the legislatures can enforce the executive to make payment? No. They pass the budget, that's it. Do you think the legislatures can push the executive? They can subpoena them, call you 10 times. They can call the health minister. They can call whosoever. Do you think they can pressurize the government to make payment? What happened here when Donald Trump shut down the government? The legislators went right back. They talk. They said, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. Donald Trump said, y'all go ahead. I will shut the government down. I will shut it down. I will not agree to you. I will shut it down. There's nothing. Everybody has their rule. That's not a senator's responsibility to pay nurses. We all want the nurses to get paid. Oh, we argue. The president and his team put a stimulus package together for coronavirus. And in the coronavirus package, there was in the stimulus package, there was nothing there for healthcare. The legislators, representatives, they say they want to pass it just like that. No senator brought it up. Darius Dillon looked in there and came and said, but there's nothing here for healthcare. At the end of the day, what happened? They had a long list. You must prioritize all hospitals, pay all government employees 2 months, pay their salary, take care of the nurses, whatever you want to give them, buy whatsoever. They listed everything. They listed everything. That executive responsibility. Now today we want to prosecute one man because his office received $6,500. They're supposed to say, oh no, I don't want that money, man. I don't want it. It's wrong for government to spend money when they say they don't have it. But it's upon the president to look at people and say, that is why I want to come back to good leadership. If the executives are aware that there is no money in the country, they will not just spend money like that. They will not just spend money like that. I see people from the past government criticizing it now. But when Ellie was there and they took all these high salaries, nobody complained. Nobody complained. Nobody complained. Ellen bribed every one of them and they passed every law she wanted. Everything she wanted, concession whatsoever, confirmation whatsoever, they pass it. You go and rest, man. You go and rest. How can you be in an opposition and CDC using you and you following them? CDC already on a life support, looking for somebody to die with. They just found out that Darius Dillon, they changed the whole story and they own every talk show you go to. Darius Dillon, Darius Dillon, Darius Dillon. And the so-called opposition within the CPP, some of them, oh yes, that's true, Darius Dillon, because they don't like Darius Dillon. Or they had a relationship with him before and they're not okay with it. You gave him a position. Once you elect a man, he will get a pay. I don't listen to people who say they don't take pay. I don't want to pay. But let us be honest to ourselves. Our system is damaged. Nobody knew how the Senate was operating. We still guess how much senator makes, how much representative make. Oh, 20,000, 15,000, 10,000. Darius Dillon came out and showed his check and benefits and say, this is what we get. Before, the Senate would deny or nominee and they will stay continue on the job. It happened to Mary Brown. It happened to Serena Cephas. Who told us that it was wrong? Dara Dillon. Who told us it was wrong? Think that he went, his first appearance was when he had a retreat. He knew nothing about the 2,500. He refused it. He don't know how they put it together. What was the purpose? He refused it. Now, this one is said this money is for your operation, it's for every senator's and representative office. Use it. You go around. Look, that is how our system been all the time. That is how our system been operating. But in the constitution, no, it's not their responsibility. But the representatives from district and the people work together. They work together. They don't just sit to the office. That is why they go to session 2 times a week. And the rest of the week, they in the district. They in their district. The ones in America, there's a federal government. These guys, they in Washington, D.C. They got legislatures, local legislatures in a place. But what some of them do, it's up to them to come back to their state to hang around. Yes, some of them come, some of them don't come, some of them will take time to show up because it depends on the distance. But they got local government that control that area. But in Liberia, no. The country, everybody look up to the senators. Everybody look up to everybody. Because we mess up our brain, our people brains, we're not even empowering them to be able to work for themselves. The people believe in the begging because we did it, we give it to them. We take rice and whatsoever. Can you deny, vote against, or package that got rice in it in Liberia? Your political career over. That is how the people operate. Ellen did the same thing. Joshua did it. And we want even the same educated people in America coming up to this say, oh, but why the opposition can't go to Liberia and just build schools? You not hear they say opposition build schools? Opposition don't build schools. Opposition, you that live in America, any of the representative ever call you to tell you about ask you about coronavirus and say if you are coming to your place to bring food? You are not. You dare to implement laws, put it together that will benefit the people. We know that. We all know that. We know that. But why we should dwell on things that want to benefit CDC? And I see some of the people who talking from Unity Party, from the ANC party, the LAP party, the LAP party, or or whatsoever, or some of the guys there who pretended as if they really were supporting Darius Dillon. Eh, that is wrong. In fact, I don't see nobody from ANC even really criticizing. I've been checking. I already been checking to know who really all criticizing. And these are the people who maybe they got problem with Darius Dillon. But I see nothing wrong. He shouldn't have done it, or the government should not have given it to them. The government was supposed to hold it back because the government got money. That is why they did it. But these people went and read craft the stimulus package and said, Mr. President, this is what you need to do. And they voted on it. In that package, you must pay the people 2 months. In that package, you must take care of the health workers. There's something that they need to be taken care of. You need to get ventilators, you need to get this one. And all hospitals in the Republic of Liberia should be what? Prioritized. That everybody, and even the $200,000 every county is supposed to get, they should receive it. They got everything listed and they give it to him. The people get 180,000 because the government know the money is there. That's why the government gave it to them. The government gave it to them. Yeah. The executive was supposed to keep that money. And if the executive know there is no money, look, it all boiled down to honest president. It all boiled down when you get a good leader and they know that Lead the executive will prioritize certain things. Say, listen, right now, I'm concerned about your health. We don't have this money. We must do this. Mr. Senators and representatives, you will have to come back and convey and make sure you sign these things. If you don't want to do it, I will let the Liberian people know that you guys refusing to do certain things. We don't have money. And I sing this song every day. The only people that take bribe from their government is the legislature. It's been happening a long time. But this money was not given to them because they say, listen, guys, when you sign this bill, we will give you this. That's still what I'm going to say. And I can put my neck on the line. Darius didn't never sign for that money because they passed the stimulus package. No way. No way. He would not risk his political career for that. The money was given to them, they said, for your office, for operations. Because that's how it been, that's how the whole thing been. It's wrong. We know that. It's wrong, but that's how they've been doing it. It must be fixed. But why Darius should be the one to take the blame when all the seditious who've been getting all the free money, they are turning around. Oh, Darius didn't took bribe. Darius didn't took bribe. We are hypocrites. We are. Why we can just put them in group? Why we can just put them in group and talk to them? Because oh, you want to depend on Darius Dillon to what? To argue with them? Do you think he will see that his people, he got the same opportunity to go to his people, to go campaign or to do whatsoever, and the government gave them money, said this is for operation? Then he should say, no, I don't want it. Then he put his hand, he walked to his supporters. You know, the people give me 5,000 and 6,005. I refuse it. The people try to stop. That case, a dead case. In fact, people will get mad with him. People will get pissed off with Darius Dillon. Say, but so the people give you the money, you don't bring it home. Then you come and tell us that you leave it back there. For what? For what? The same way again, they gave the man car, everybody mad why he took the car. You do know that government don't buy used cars. Or government pay for it, they pay for it. The same way we said we believe that pastors should be poor. You elected this man. He got family, he had to feed his family. He entitled to salary. You ain't see Darius Dillon taking his salary and giving it to you and say, oh, I took my salary. He said, I will take only 5,000. Anything over 5,000, I will give it to you. I will give it back to the county. And he's doing it. He's doing it. So I see nothing wrong. He's innocent. He's innocent. Only people who don't like Darius Dillon, that the people that's singing all these songs around here, or maybe people who got a problem with him. Eh? And some of them have never worked in a place to show their sincerity, to show their honesty. Some of them have never worked in an organization to say, I was the head of the organization and I left a record. You see, sometimes when we're saying things, it's because some of us work in certain areas and we left name there. Some of us will work in places, and today people can come back and say, oh, yeah, this man or this. I've been president for the Liberian community 4 good years. 4 years, and I insisted that we must have election. And I know what I left there. I can always say it. I left over $20,000 in there. And I left it there. I'm president for the men's department, president for Boss County Old Timer, and chairman of my church trustees board. So when it comes to integrity and honesty and whatsoever, we went through it, we're going through it. That's why some of us today, we go against people who were friends to us. You don't have to know somebody before you vouch for them. No. Darius is not a friend to me. He's not my friend. I just know him. He acquaintance. We just a casual person who gets to know true politics, and I follow everybody. But sometimes we should do things the way it's supposed to be done. Sometimes it's not fair. We prosecute people for no reason. Oh yes, they happen. Sedition stay waiting. You go in a chat room. Michael Gilman will carry it, Yaya Sheriff carry it, Prince Sheriff carry it, everybody carry it. Who are seditious and who affiliate with them? All the nonsense we talk, you think the people in Labrador get time for that? You think the people, ready people in Labrador get time for that thing we talking about? Darius, they don't told 6,005, this and that. Oh, Darrell's not supposed to go to the people's house to roof zinc. You kidding me? You kidding me? Darrell's not supposed to go. Yes, we know. Don't plead, don't define or represent it like you in America, in Africa, even in Nigeria. The federal government do things. The Africa is different. Y'all live in America, and somebody say, if you talk about humanitarian, then I will get Sir Joseph number one. Then you have not been to Liberia in a long time. Yes, they carry say Sir Joseph, Ebola hero. How he got the ambulance? Who all were around that ambulance? Where is the ambulance today? Where the ambulance landed at? What happened between Sierra Leone, where he sent the Liberians to Sierra Leone to go work there? They were paid. Eh? What he got, how he got these things, who gave it to him. Eh? So go and look in District 13. Let us stop praising people that will go look in District 13 and tell me what Sir Joseph did in District 13 before becoming senator. He the same house he was renting, Konoflomo house, he stayed there. Some of the crushed rocks he put on the roof, they stayed there, grass grew over it. Then he went on the other side. Darius they don't talk about building place for Zogo. He never said he was using his money. He came and raised money from you guys, and which was a good thing. He was not building it for himself. He can't go to take a salary. What happened? Sir Joseph took the plane and ran with it and decided to do it and say, oh, I will use my salary to build this and build that because election came in 2023. Oh, they took the bucket, put the name, put the picture, and they took it to the community. Darius did not say, I'm not doing it. I will not take my money about something. But sometimes as leader, you got to give in. Who said what? Sometimes as leader, you got to give to your people. Liberia is not a federal state. Liberia is not a federal state. The legislators, the representatives, they are in the community 24/7. Some of them live there. They live there. You think you just be passing around? You get District 17. Who's the head of District 17? Who is the head of District 17? You got the superintendent of Montserrado County. But every district got a superintendent. Some district got commissioners. Some of them don't have commissioners. Or some of them they just name them. Some of them they don't name them. They're just there. What they're doing, they're supposed to work in their community and meet the senators and so on. They will come there. You can't push them aside. Don't we should stop treating Liberia as if because we're in America and the laws in America should apply in Liberia. What sense it make? You can't apply the same laws in Liberia. You can't do the same thing in Liberia. In America, the man can pass by you 10 times and don't speak to you. But when he's running for office, he can come and tell you he didn't give a damn whether he spoke to you yesterday. But he tell you this is what I will do when you elect me. These are my plans. This is what I know we accept as for us. People give to people who running it and they make millions. You don't get. I heard somebody on a show saying that Liberians in America they don't even know how the trash is paid. How the hell I will not know when I pay taxes in America? How the trash are picked up, how this come in the mail, they don't know. Are you kidding me? Is that how you downgrade Liberians that they don't know how the trash are picked up in front of the houses? How this we pay a damn tax. I put a trash in front of my house. You pass by it, I call the township, they come right back and pick it up because if they say, oh, it's too much, you will carry it. I pay taxes. You're not going to stop it unless you don't know. And the people who you thought, you bunch of ignorance, people just follow the singing praises to Darius Dillon. Because I know right there, I can't argue with you again that you are not a supporter of Darius Dillon. You are not a supporter. You're not fair. See this CDC looking for somebody, looking for means to damage Darius Dillon because Darius Dillon broke George Weah records. Darius Dillon had over 40,000 votes more than George Weah ever in Montserrado County. Darius Dillon won District 16 and 6, where George Weah lived. Eh? He won every county in Montserrado County, every district he won it. George Weah never won every district in Montserrado County. He never. So Why we should prosecute him? Your fan place, please. Your fan things to say. That is not an issue for you guys to be sinking all over the place. If seditious were making these statements, I would not say nothing. I would just look at it and say, listen, they're fighting to make a case. But I see people from other parties like UP. I see people from UP. Nobody stop you people. Yeah, you people. Look, you see, sometimes when I sit down, I wonder why the correlation or whatsoever gonna hold this correlation, collaboration or whatsoever. They were so smart enough and could not even criticize Ellen or correct Ellen with all the corruptions. With all the corruption that was going in Liberia, she increased the government. She opened more offices. She did a lot of things and make good money. They never look at the future. They never look and say, listen, this money we're paying. You know, it's like our people will consider to be smart. How can you sit there with ECOBOT bringing, OMA bringing in $300 million for salary or whatsoever, and you think that your budget going to remain the same? Then today, she left us with the same thing. She left up with this thing here. The same thing she did, Joshua doing it in River G. And they get Damo business there. Who operated it? You go ask her president. In Eddie Johnson doing the same thing. So she came right back to you guys in Unity Party to finally damage Unity Party. To finally damage Unity Party because she's there. She want to protect her investment. She want to protect it. But you guys don't know. But you're so smart. You all know how to read the numbers. Like my friend, you will read the numbers. Good economists, you will read the numbers. But you see, Liberia, all our people are theoretical people. They know the theory, but practical, no, no. You see, I personally blame George Weah when your people are blundering and you don't fire them, then you take the blame. But it's the president rights to nominate whoever he wants to. It's the right of the legislature to stop or not to scrutinize them. But everybody go through when 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 we started denying government officials and don't go back to work is when Darius Dillon forget about the past because they deny honor soil and Baron Tie and whatsoever. When Darius Dillon went into the Senate, that was the first time from Ellen Johnson time to now. That was the first time for government, for Senate to deny you and you don't work. It never happened. Mary Bro was denied. Honor Ellen. The smart people, they saw Article 54. She was denied and still continued her job. Serena Sivas was denied. Even if I'm mistaken, Eugene Falcon was even vote of no confidence, but he kept his job. Who gave us the idea? Who exposed all these things? Then you get the test to be to come and criticize Darius Dillon that he's a crook. You try to pin him with something that he's not. Is that what you call a man to be a corrupt guy because he received it? Eh? You guys are educated people. Some of y'all smarter than us. Now I won't use the word smart, but some of y'all got a big degree. Y'all consider yourself to be people who knows the number, who know how to explain. Sametwe can come out there right now and explain to you about the economy. You will not even argue because you know how to talk. Like some people who doing the same thing, they will tell you about the library economy, but when you get there, they can't make it because they never worked there before. They never had a department, they never had that place before. So let us stop doing these things. They're happy. Our country is messed up. There are a lot of things. We got a good president. He will stop whatsoever. You don't need to give the legislature money. We don't have it. We don't have it. But it happened already. Yeah, hello. What's your name? Where you calling from? Ben? Yeah, how are you, my brother? Okay, go ahead. You got the flow. Yeah. 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 It's not there. And we all know it messed up, Ben. Ben, we all know that the system, we all know the system messed up. And all these things started with Early Johnson government. Yeah. That's why they increase every one of their salary and she allowed it to happen. She's the executive. They need because she wanted most of her things to pass through. So she allowed them to say, listen, you pay minister full $5,000, you need to pay us this, or else we're not doing this. So she allowed it because she want all her things to go through. But if you are to get a very good, honest person, trust me, the executive gets so many ways to damage any senator or representative. Just go and tell the Liberian people this is what they want from us. You know what I'm saying? You gave the people 180,000. Okay, they don't refuse it. You think the people in most rather can't want to listen to Dylan this time to say you refuse money and you bring it to them? But I'm saying that for us to prosecute him because of this, he told us, he brought it out. And you know what I'm saying? If the people were going to say, listen, Taylor, we understand you brought it out, but this. But the way everybody prosecuted him, and even the guys from the other side trying to put everything on him, then I'm on the other side who supported him. I will not allow you to put everything on him. But let us be fair enough for you to criticize the entire thing. But you take it only Dylan alone, the single act, even the sedition. You got 73 lawmakers that received the money, 30 senators received the money. Yeah. Criminal. Yeah. Okay, so that 180,000. Do you have any idea that $180,000? What it was for? What it was actually for? The $180,000 the government gave them for the office for every yeah. So the executive gave them this money because if the executive gave them the money because they need to pass the stimulus package, then it's a problem. They took Brad. But if the government said this is the money for you guys for your for every senator or representative office, so the executive who gave the money, they're supposed to be the one to say, listen, this money was given to this because of this. Or they need to interview other senators or representatives and say what this money was given for. You know what? You know, you right. Tomorrow I will call. I got a friend who a representative in the Senate, in the House, and I will ask them because if the money was actually given to pass a stimulus package, because this is one of the things I've been saying all the time. The only people I know who can take bribe from their own government in Liberia are the House of Representatives and the Senate. They always take bribe because I'm a living witness to that. When we were running after the liberalization policy and the work permit in labor ministry during the Amos Sawyer time, when Amos Sawyer went and changed everything, they sent us back. Labor ministry had to take money and give it to representatives while the Lebanese and the Indian people were fighting our laws. Serena's fall was so mad we had to take money and give it to them. And they went and voted for that law again after that law was already voted for a long time before Labor Ministry was founded. Only the Minister of Labor has the right to do it. So I will call because my thing is that they don't said the money was given to them for operational, but we want to hear from other people. The thing is that sometimes I agree we jump the gun. We jump the gun and start criticizing, or we wait or to defend. Yes, I said, and I will say, I said he did nothing wrong. If the money was given by the government and the government know they don't have money, why they give this $180,000? There's so many ways you can tell people, no, I can't give it to you. But if there's something they're entitled to, because we don't know up to now whether they're entitled to it or not. But Dara's the one I talk about it. He spoke about it. Yeah. Okay, hold on 1 minute. I will put somebody on the line, but just hold 1 minute. I will merge her. Then after you finish, you will come on. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah, hello. Okay, just stay on the line. When he finish, there's someone else on the line. So just hold. Don't leave. Don't leave. Somebody on the line. When they finish, then you will get you get okay. Okay, go ahead and yeah. And you see, it brought down to the executive. If they don't have they don't have the money. Yeah, that was saying. I said, well, if you had a very good one, just what you said, take the budget. And that's why I've been saying. I say it's easy for the executive to disgrace this, but just take it in a community and say, this is what they'll be very requesting for. This is what they want to get paid. This is what they want. This is what they want. The people will know the fact. They make more. We know we make. They make more, more, more. That is why I encourage people to jump into the Senate and the senator to join the Senate. Thank you very much, my man. Always you on top of it. I appreciate highly. Okay, guys. Hello, what's your name and where you calling from? Hello. Yeah, you got the line. Go ahead. Your name? Yeah, I'm okay, sir. I know. Thank you very much. I know, but I was getting waiting for you to finish because that voice there. I wouldn't know one person with that golden voice. What's up, my brother? Yeah, 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 yeah. Anytime. Which one? Oh yeah, Jonathan Mason. Okay, yeah, Lance and Mars. Yeah, yeah, Jam. Yeah, yeah,
money they got.
The money
That
came from
construction.
it came from that mining place there.
Yes, you know the story. Who all benefited from it? Only the lawmakers because all of them, the executive bribed them. What became of that company? I thought that was the place most of our people were going to wake up as it relates to concession agreement. What became of Bridgeway? Nothing. Nothing. Who benefited? The people in the area that the concession was going, did they benefit from anything?
Nope.
Nothing. Was there school or hospital or the maybe clinic there in that area? Nothing. Money then going through this over and over repeatedly.
Yeah.
You know, everybody saying my good friend and big brother is the light. And the good thing about it is this. We all still run in the country. We all know the operation. We all know how these people operate. That's why I tell people, if I come out you so rest in perfect peace. But I don't respect him. The reason why I don't respect him is this. When you look at people like Patrice Lumumba,
Yep.
Julius Nyerere, Jomo Kenyatta, Nelson Mandela, Jerry Rowland, all these people, they shoot for something.
Yep.
They never left what they believe in to go do something else. But people like the Bacchus and all the other guys who think they are progressive, they have failed us over the years, miserably. Now the people who were sitting on the sideline that they flocked yesterday, they are in now. They are in. See the lifestyle of our people.
Yeah.
12 years ago, our people suffer. Now they feel comfortable suffering this way. So if my good friend and big brother went in to be the light, this Senator DeLon, this is not his first time in that building. I think this should be his third time in that building. So he goes in and out of that building. But you see, sometimes people want to steal political point, then they say, oh, this thing constitutes news. So let me go to the media and report it. No, but you've been there before. You know the orders of operation in that case. It's not strange game. We saw it during the days when Snowden were trying to sell Liberia to Taiwan for the second time. We saw it.
Yep.
We saw it when Snow was sitting across at the Unity Conference Center. I mean, the Snowden at the Satana Pavilion.
Satana Pavilion.
The Unity Conference Center. When Ellen gave $5,000 on my show.
Yeah, to each. Tyler.
No, that's this guy who used to be with the SB.
Satchus. That's.
He was Assistant Minister for Correction.
I know the ninja coming man.
He's on the Magidi area.
Yeah. What his name said? Sabori.
Sabori. And when I went to engagement, our first day, I'm a producer. I said, you want to? You are making that you got $5,000. You call the person name, you should get the money. And Russia, I didn't say I would go above your head and take it. I said, you know, I would trade it too. So, I say this to so many. If you, myself, and all the other people who are innovative thinkers, and people of like mind, don't come together. Don't come together. We'll do 12 years of this administration. And 12 years of this administration, only you will not be young, boy, I will not be young.
Yeah.
But then, what is it that we're leaving in the next generation? How are we moving the minds of the next group of people? We need senators, we need representatives who understand the issues, who will go there to represent us. In times like this, when you look at the old ladies here standing up in this, they stand up people giving them two cups of rice in the plastic bag. Aircon. Two cups of rice. And they make be sure of it. Two cups or 5 cups. And that old lady go home. And people take $6,000. Newspaper in Liberia, when you print newspaper, it's just during our days, I think $150 to print the paper. So the return were more than the sale. Our people don't read. So they're paying these people for newspaper and all. They're giving them all that money. They don't go to their constituencies like that. They don't, but they're getting all this amount of money. Just go over there, not to legislate, nothing concrete. Sign for the people. We better, we got to wake up.
You're
If
right.
our dreams don't wake up, I always say people, Sierra Leone will be the next case study for Liberia. We sit down because we can't. The comparison cannot be made with Ghana now.
Yep.
Let's forget about Ghana. The next group of people will be looking at the Sierra Leone and wonder how they got to where they are in by the 14 years of war, short war. We were 14 years plus. How? That's why innovative thinkers. People must start thinking about going to their constituency, going to their towns and villages, and start engaging the people. There's also what people get when I go to my hometown and people kill me and this, that, or you juju or voodoo. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his mind, so is he.
So is he, yeah. Evil thinker, evil
People
doer.
want change. The people want change. But they listen to one religion. What you're doing now, Mumi, if you're on any one of the radio stations, I bet you the owners of those radio stations, because they have political attachment, will tell you, Mumi, you can't do this on our program
Yeah.
because you're opening people's eyes. So they don't want you on your radio. That's why we must think out of the box. How do we engage our people? Come 2020, 2023. Who do we show our support behind? We must look for innovative managers. It is sad, my brother.
It is.
6,000
It is.
Give somebody 6,000 at a time like this. In
It
the
is.
midst of a crisis where the hot weapon, the salary cannot even commensurate your work. But you know one thing? We said something a few times ago, prior to today. I said, anybody who thinks that doing this coronavirus, they will make money. They will make money, whether you be the president or a senator or a representative. The Bible says in Job chapter 20, verse 16, he swallowed down riches, and the Lord cast it out of his belly. Money, like some people have caterpillar, less practice generator at their homes.
Yep.
When they left government, they became ordinary beggars.
Yep.
They can't go into government now. Some of them struggling because when the ordinary people keep suffering, and the ones who love God, we call them God to plead on behalf of them. But yes, we can pray for the nation for things to change, but the people must be ready to step in. The people must be ready to step in. And I think Senator Dillon needs to do more than what he's doing. More in a sense that be open-minded. When people speak truth to you, don't like them, don't cut off friendship. It will help you. Any good leader is going to help you. It's not everything a leader will come to debunk.
You know, Jero, you and myself, we said something before, but I will not say it. I will call you. We said something before about the legislatures, the Senate. Yeah, we talked something. We said something, and it just clicking back to my mind about people who in the Senate. If you try to want to be very tough, you got to remain tough. If you want to act sincere, you should remain, because there will be something that you will eat and you think is legit, and it's not. We talk about it before, but I'll call you again. We'll talk. I tell you, I don't know who you are.
I would say this: when 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 God bless you and give you a gift, it's not to put it on the under the candle. I mean, under the table. You have to put it on the candlestick so that everybody can see,
See it.
so that it can be able to enlighten the minds of our people.
Yeah.
And I think over the years, with our little knowledge, we have the brilliant guys among everybody. We got plenty of people in this country who want to go back home to contribute immensely. But we got to get off our high horses and step down. I remember my former boss, when he so rest in peace, when he called me, Thomas, when you called me and said, I want us to go to Liberia. I said, to do that. He said, I want us to go. You started off with the radio station. let's go back, let's put our country together. And I said to the late Senator, who will you? I said, Senator, you say yes. I said, Senator, you say yes. I called him 3 times. I said, Senator, what will you know what would make our country better off? He said, no. I said, we need to go to God. It's not to Christianize the nation. But those of us who are Christians, those of us who are from different faiths, we need to make a 360-degree turn. Because we have tried the AK-47,
Ain't
we
work.
have tried all the protests, we have tried all the political maneuvering. I will say something to you and I. You know, people think it was Madame Shelly who went to the United Nations to appeal to the United Nations for them to remove Liberia from sanction. But there was somebody, I won't call their name, probably if I speak, you might know. This man went to go to speak, wrote, I think, almost about 3 or 2 pages. That's how God blessed some of us, how we got connected, you and myself. This individual, I spoke a word, and he called me, and we talked. He said, Cummings, I remember you interviewed me during the 2005 election, and I interviewed him quite recently. And I said, but the voice, the thing I'm hearing, is not something that I heard 2005. What's the big transition? That everything you say is not too far from scripture. He said, Jerome, I found out something. I found out that Liberia is a beacon. I found out that something is missing in this country. He said, Jerome, when we went to speak to the UN concerning the moving Liberia off the sanction, traveling there, the sanction that was on Liberia, he said, my brother, everybody spoke. When I got to the podium to speak, something took over. Something took over. I left the stage and I spoke, and there was any innovation. And he said, all the African leaders asked him, where is the speech? The man said, today, Jerome, I don't know where the copy of the speech is. God took over. I'll give you small clue. He used to be a finance minister in our country.
Yeah, I know. What you talking about?
So, for me, you are not thinking about doing this. But you know why you're doing this now? Because you want to leave behind a legacy. You see your young son, you will come in as student to watch you. One day, don't be surprised when your son starts telling you, say, Daddy, what can we do to make our country better? Yes, he was born here, but there's something he's lacking.
Yeah.
Some people are listening to is helping them to understand that this country is a light. And I told the Lord, I said, okay, we'll go back to God. He said, you know, like God said, my days are rolling more this way are over. I'm not going. Are over. I'm not doing it. If God is not in the picture, I don't want it. If most of our people will stand up to their leaders and political leaders and tell them strictly in their faces, if it is not about the masses, if it is about you, I'm not intact. I'm not going to be here. That country is blessed, mommy. Our country is so blessed.
It is.
So blessed.
It is.
So blessed. If only our people can just realize most of the educated guys, if they just can realize that we need to get people of like mind. And you know something? Every time people of like mind try to come together, there will be confusion. There will be confusion. Then they will fall apart, and some people will dive into the government. That's what you see happening today. When I used to tell people, say, look, you and we have to never meet Palava, the one who is secret why I said, do your homework. I will never tell you. You do your homework. Don't do people come meet Palava. Someone come and say, oh, but you know, we actually be building a hospital in Jerusalem. Mr. Cummings, what you say? I said, I told you in my message on the end that these 2 people can make Palava. They know why and they know I know why. But they can make Palava. And you see, that's why you see people like Alexander Cline and all the people who told me about being in leadership. It's because they can't flow with what the other people flow with. There'll be a fight. The next election in our country is competitive.
Yeah.
It will be a fight because this will be a political surgical operation. We miss it. It's serious with the devil. I'm telling you, honestly, one day you go back to the tip. This is my late brother, Jim, and said something. It will be 6 years contract with the devil. 6 years. Like I told people when I said it was going to be 12 years of contract with the devil. They took it for truth. They thought my belly was full, and I was just talking because I wanted to. If a woman will use your darling wife babies and be on the radio time like this, holding the minds of people, you think it was you? It's God who telling you, say, you got to speak.
Yep.
We can pray. All day we want to pray. We roll on the ground. We beat our head on the ground. At the end of the day, the reality is you got to put a block in the ground to build a house. You must dig a foundation. Holy Ghost will not dig that foundation. And we praying, some of us really praying. What I saw this few times, I was telling my mom last night, I said, sister, how in the world, if you myself said maybe in Corner West this time, and God didn't open the door for you to sell color donor the Kool-Aid to send us to school, and we managed to come here. So you, my mom, you go stay on the line for 2 cups of rice.
Yeah.
You go stay on the line for 2 cups of rice. You see how our people are wicked?
Yep.
Other people here, they go to certain show, they do not aggressive competition with running around.
Yep.
Because I'm from this country, that country, so I must defend wickedness. Look in the face and defend wickedness. And defend our people living like this. You brother, we'll fight. All of us will fight. We all got to fight. All the young people in this country, that's why I tell people, yeah, we can do all these things we'll talk sure, right? But the real action is in Liberia.
It's in Liberia. Yep.
The action is in Liberia. When your brother was running, you went to Liberia. You told us a story when you went to Benton.
Yep. Yep.
What you saw changed your whole concept.
Changed my whole mind.
Change your whole mind. That if you don't wake up, this is how we live. This, you and myself, we best to be here. But how many of us really want to retire here and live here for the rest of our lives?
Nope.
There are older folks here who want to go and look at the health sector. The children are going abroad, they're learning, the kids are coming home to contribute immensely to the development of our country. But the salary cannot even commensurate their work.
No, they can't.
When you put them on people look at it.
Yeah.
I remember we looking at the rural parts of Nigeria.
Only Monrovia. Only Monrovia. We got government that only concentrate on Monrovia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They only concentrate on Monrovia.
We got to wake up. We got to wake up every day.
And I tell people, right now we're vulnerable. I get on this thing here now. I'm very careful what I do. I'm very careful. But I tell people today, honesty, look, Jerome, sometimes God keep taking us in a other direction. The Ellen government, this other government, is so friendly to me that if I want to be part of the corrupt group, we'll be diving in it. But if that's not my lifestyle, that's not my lifestyle. I had led other organizations and I know what I left there. So sometimes you're very careful when you into public. If you want to be like, I agree with the situation, but it's hard. It's hard. You just need to pray and then you do what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
When I hear this, even as a preacher, when I hear people say we need to pray, sometimes I laugh because only we've been praying.
We've been praying. I want to do.
Continue to pray. We've been praying. We continue to pray. Nehemiah, there was something that provoked Nehemiah, right?
Yeah.
And he told the king, he said, you got to let me go. I got to go. My people are suffering. They die. I got to go. There was something that provoked him to wake up because he wanted a change. The Bible says when he went to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, that's why I tell some people, I say, you got to be careful what you say on Facebook, right?
Yep.
The prince of the airway is the devil. So there are some plans, things you want to plan, and things you want to do. No, put it on paper. Put documents together. Find people. Share the idea. Market the ideas together. And go to Liberia or see what you can do. Or find an institution with integrity. Be a part of that institution. If you can't find one, organize one. There's a saying, each one teach one. So if you went back to Benton today, and you went there and just start teaching a few group of people, and you have a group of 5, that group of 5 will go and teach another group of 5.
Yep.
Then they go in small. Then they concern, they bring that money introduced to them yesterday, they're making something, and people start saying, oh no, we can't just vote like this. We can't vote like this, we need to do it like this. And we start doing it in the different vernaculars and stuff like that, and people start understanding, so, but you know, in Benton here, we could do a whole lot. Even if we are making palm oil, we could be shipping the palm oil and making it to the district here or the city of Benton. We'll be happy to educate the children. But not every time because Tom or Jimmy come to this place and just get our palm oil and go. This time around, the commissioner or the superintendent must know. That's why we must go back, we must create an avenue there. Our city mayors, superintendent, and governors, they got to go through election. We got to elect people because when the president appoints somebody, the law and gospel to the president.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Know that the people will take it from them. So we got to wake up. We pray. We're not praying. We're praying. But we need to take the Esther and Nehemiah approach.
I think the more time we pray, the more God expose the whole thing.
Yeah, God is exposing it. But when you show you something, you also want you to act. Because you see, until man asks God who acts, man got to ask and God will speak to you. He'll give you an idea. When you do, you are overlooking it. But I didn't know. I never knew it yesterday. Yeah, I heard that they funded me. But today, because of what you said, I've been gravitated towards you. Besides me, you know how many other persons who want to listen to the game? Besides me.
Yeah.
There were people who went on different talk shows. In Monrovia, Moni, they got in. They became the worst criminal of all time.
Yeah.
They came from under the Palava of the University of Liberia. All of them want to sound like 2 by 9 people there. They want to sound like Bacchus Matthew. They want to sound like H. Weber from the other little young boys. They talk no different from family. They can't repeat this soccer people. In this America, when you hear the lawmakers speaking, or the people presidents speaking, you ever had that philosophical terminology? No. The people speak at a level of everybody. But it's only in Africa. People will take big encyclopedia to put it on their head. And they're walking around with it. And the white man just take 212 bull and a 12 spanner, they build something. They become rich overnight.
Yeah. While we stay waiting, we stay killing each other.
But we get that. Maybe if the money will be there, I'll go to my own one of my own maybe think about running or support a leader. And that's why my brother, I pray, and I'm making it my business to join an institution to work with a presidential candidate.
Yep.
Who are they necessary? Whether affiliation, whether because of the same name or whatever, if it is the money, I will support you. But I'm not going to go follow behind anybody because you can't. Oh, Pastor, come here, you know, my love. No, we're not going to do that.
No way, no way, no way,
People now,
no way. You play with people's lives.
We're joining an institution. We'll be part of this institution. We will fight. We will fight for the common good of our country. We will fight. Because for too long, we have seen people over and over. Only a few group of people must enrich themselves.
Yeah.
We must work for them and work for their children. That is wickedness.
Wickedness.
I will not work for an Emmanuel shop and work for his children, and then my children come and work for him. I can't do it. I cannot sit down and apply my formula, think he's secretive, he's calm more than anybody. He understands the pharmaceutical terminology that he know. Currently, that man said he was national security advisor. That man spoke with vindictive behavior. Today, now second advisor to the Lrtn president. Those guys are hustlers.
Yeah,
Hustlers.
they are.
They're hustle. 12 years, some years back, they hustle. They hustle their way. Yeah, we understand what happened. We understand what happened in the 70s. We understand. But when you come to change the system and you stay there and become national security advisor for 12 years and you became a national security advisor, it was only your watch. As a national security advisor, the political leader and the fire body died.
Yeah.
What became of it? Nothing. Then I see young people around here, they want to sign the government formula. That's why I tell some of these young people, do your homework. Go and do your homework.
Every one of them acting like they came in. Every one of them, I think they wouldn't know from 2000.
Yeah.
2000. I'm telling you because that's how it sounds. Yeah.
That's why I told you this from God one time he got over the Patrick Minico story and the son of the. I said, I challenge you to open your mouth with that Patrick Minico story. Then Joshua will be the one to stand between the both of us. You know the Patrick Minico story? You know the story so well? How in the world you will sit on the radio and you incite the people to violence? Only my late father was jailed by the late Senator and others. The vice president who started on him was the late Conor Glenn. My father was in jail from 1983 to 1990. 1993, command people went for my father and said he was keeping rebel in the swimming pool. Beat my father beyond recognition. Today, as a man, from looking from 1993 and 1983 to 1990, I didn't enjoy my father between this time. The time my eyes started opening for us to move around, I was already in the street. I lost my father. You think I won't be angry when Command was teaching television production at the University of Radio? I was one of the students. I could see him every day. And Command was my mom's former boss at ERBC. You think I won't live in that rage, that
Yep.
But look how formula is. 12 years. 12 years, I have body down. Other people that Harry Green down. You're a national security advisor. That's why I told somebody, I said, listen, go and tell Harrison County, say Jerome come and say, you know what happened in Lofa between you and Tom Wu, you and Manasseh? How you ran away? How you escaped? Was Manasseh, you not going telling people to Lofa to go kill you and you ran away you and Tom Wu? Wasn't that the same Manasseh? People told Taylor that Jackson Joe cannot steal. We know all these stories. We cannot sit and tell these same people. That's why I pray that God will open the eyes of the Lord. Because it's like war. She's sitting in the midst of war. And if he go back to play ball with these people, they'll kill him. They'll kill him. Because when you still have these same people in the system and they stay around, they saw them become advisor. They saw them becoming advisor. And all these guys, what did they? They squander resources, enrich themselves. And the young people want to come back and allow some of these people to be their political mentor. Let them go and do their homework. But those people must wake up. That's why I see some people went to a different talk show. They feel Josh, I told you personally that I said, go tell the person, I said, this man of God said, if you don't move to him from the fraternity organization, if you accept me from the souls of you, if you don't give the Lrtn justice, the Lrtn people will cry and say you go. We said it. And I cannot back down from it. Because God said it. How all these people will just be recycled every day.
I tell you, man.
Someone also the AK-47 right in front of me. My sister got shot right in front of Thanksgiving Temple. Right in front of me. You think some of us will not go hold the 1847? You think I will not be angry and say, okay, some of those people will keep the way from my father. But my father told me, he said, Gerald, this fight, one day you understand this. And today I can understand. That's how God bless some of our big brother. We went around almost all the big boys and we stood for something. And not so many will bend the table. We're going to bend the table to get on our knees for job. But we stood for something. I wish all the young people will wake up and stand for something and say, look, 12 years or 40 years of carnage is enough.
It is, man.
Give us justice, give us liberty, give us equity, or else you cannot be our leader. I'm not here to blow companies home, right? But when I look among them, I see somebody who is a manager. I see somebody who set a record. In this country, you work in this country, even for people to become supervisors in this country, there will be a lot of fight. But for the African men to go to that position. And not only that, but there are other Nigerians who go up to that position in this country. And we've got to encourage some of these people, say, come on board, help us. Dr. Anthony Sayer went to that country. They ran her out of there because the same thing. People want to set a system, Madam Sadi. They know you can't come here to come set a system. These people, we know how to use these people. We use them. We know what to do. We use them. They gave you our lawmakers money. What your mother used to be calling Madam Sadi? They ever put in Madam Sadi. They ever put in Madam Sadi. But when they wanted to join a clique where they can be to be where they are today, it was nailed to the Madam Sadi. It was nailed to the fool Madam Sadi. Today, they are in. Today, 12 years ago, they signed Booker's concession agreement that nobody benefited from. I remember the Lord gave me a word and I spoke to the former TRC boss. I said, listen to me. In this government's second year, and the second term, they will sign something. I'm hearing a word called concession agreement. But Nigerians will not benefit from this concession agreement. Nothing. We human being better. Look at the country. From the day we became a man, a big boy in that country. Look how many programs are there to cater to people living with disability. None. None. The people of the group assembly have been to that same place.
The same place for years. The mosquitoes, everything killing them.
No program. But today some of them still on the radio. And when they invite us, we want to formulate program. No, you were there yesterday. You were there yesterday. All these guys were doing, they were flying around the place, squandering resources. No program for people living with disability. Since I was a little boy selling chicken in the car on Crown Hill Broad Street and Newport Street, the group of families I was baby. I've been to that place.
Yep.
But that stinks to me for years.
I said I read in that dirty water.
Same year I see dirty water. The mosquitoes eat for them, bite the people, they get malaria and die. What kind of behavior is that? What kind of behavior is that? And the same people, they're around. And this man who people thought, oh, he's from the strong community, he will change the lives of the people. And some people say that they think, oh, what is unfolding is just it's the reality. The man is making change, giving chance. Look, if we wanted to give you chance, from the day of the Sunday of the Thanksgiving service, when the preacher spoke and said, Mr. President, everywhere we went in this country, the interim team, all we noticed was we have problems, financial problems. We saw too much expenditure and more money in the coffers of government. From that day, I listened to that message. I told my wife, I said, "Trouble coming from here." She said, "Hey, you man." I said, "Trouble." He said, "I said, listen to the preacher. He's saying something." And all these people sitting down here in a Katana pavilion, they're clapping.
They're clapping. Yep. Yep.
This man is saying something. I told my wife, I said, "Mark my word, there will be noise for money giving when church. We are after you." I told my wife. She said, "Gerald, you the people think." I said, "No, not people. This preacher was part of the interim team, and you hear the advice he's giving this president, meaning something ain't right. Now, when this president sit down, together to look at
But you
the
know,
level
when Saul became leader of Israel, he could not even listen to the man who anointed him again. Eh?
Oh yeah. But let
After
me
he was
tell you,
acting all sharp, but when they gained the position now, he ain't listen to nobody anymore.
the president opened that church. It's not in remembrance of his grandmother. It's for him not to listen to nobody
Yeah.
that he will be the preacher. But you know, here's the reality, right? Mother Esther Demon told President Leah some years back that God wants you to use this gift to minister, not for you to be a president. Timothy, when we have wife couldn't give birth, that Timothy is a blessed child. It was through the prophecy that Josh got Timothy. Today, Josh cannot speak to that woman. You know, our people, when they take food, they sit down on the different talk shows, they talk balance. That they are doing balance and they different. When you go talk, then they want to curse your mom. But when you curse a man like me, my mom, and God rub his hand on you so that people, you nobody beat you, except you beat yourself. Timothy was through a prophetic news. Josh got that child. When the woman told him that the 2005 election will not be president, he disagreed with her. Today, that was his church, that the church he used to go to. So you see those kind of leaders who will just go and open a church. And in the name of propagating the gospel, no, none of shit. Then people will show him, Muni was my pastor, my mentor, and I became a leader. As the name, I will go to Muni and say,
Yep.
Muni, I'm here.
Yep.
I need some advice. But I will not go to open a church. In my case, it's a different ballgame. But I'm just using a scenario that me was my mentor. I will always go to my advice. But the president don't want to listen to anybody. That's why when I saw them in Israel, they went to Israel and said, hey, nobody go to go and come from
You
God.
enter that line. When?
And when you make a tent and
enter
go
that
to
line.
God, bathe in the Jordan, go to Jesus' tomb, and come back and accept the need for the souls and go through. And then the vice president fighting for that man and I told people, I said, you're hacking your head. You're hacking your head. You don't know. These people have signed a contract in a different world. And the word they signed the contract in is not in this world. And sometimes when I say to people who come out and say, God ordained this person, I tell them, I challenge you. I challenge you to prove me where and how.
The plug?
Where and how.
Yep.
Where and how. Anybody who God will see the manifestation. They got prophecy, they got revelation, they got manifestation. We will see the manifestation. And most of the preachers going about, I challenge you, convince me that this man was ordained by God. When God called you, people see transformation, people see the change. It's not for you to Christianize the nation. But you know, in our case, we got too many pseudo prophets and prophetess. They lie too much. That's why our people are just going. They're just going. You know, they're walking like zombies. They're just going. They hold placard, they chant slogan. But then, the reality here is this: they go to bed hungry. They wake up their children. They cannot even get terrorizing to kill their children. But the guys are riding big cars. The other group make no sense about road. When you talk about road, let's look at the durability of the road. The longevity of this road you're not to do. And brother, we got problems.
Yep.
We got problems. Like the former finance minister one time, David Bobo Fahad said to me, he said, Jerome, I'll say this to you, you are young now. You got too much energy. Some of us, we're old now. We are seeing it all. But sometimes you talk like one older man who's been around for 2 months, and you guys are still not around people. And then God open my eye and give me wisdom. And I'm still looking for wisdom. I still want to hear from the general because he's a big brother. He's been there. He has seen some things that I have not seen. If the young men would just abandon all these different Hataya centers and go to centers where they can sit and watch different documentaries, something would trigger in their mind and say, hell no. We cannot go on the street and be doing our own city.
Yeah.
We cannot be part of the national movement for the petition. We can't. And I tell people every day, you sit on Facebook, you cause people mad. You think it's going to change anything? It's not going to change anything.
Nope.
One day we'll haunt you. One day you get to Monrovia. And so you say, I'm only to say, man, I brother was used to because
That, but yeah.
that one of the kids, Yana boys, or Wishbow boys, the teacher that starts saying, Bobby, yesterday you are calling, oh,
Yeah.
we listen to you. You finish.
Done.
You finish. The marketers and the students in you are not people to play. When you start playing with them, get ready now, you go in. They were the same people that sang, okay, calm down.
They were the same people.
The same people who sang, when you are up, you are up.
You are down, you are down.
Now in the UP, you upside down. The same people sang and said, Madam said, you got to go. The same people yesterday, they were singing. This kind of singing we never see. Are the same people singing today. One national orator once said that Nigerians are good at making music and they're good at clapping hands. You know that? In a relatively short time, there are too many political music out there. Too many. Too many. Whether it's songs to inspire the people, whether it is songs to make them to go and vote right, or to play more cassava. Every brother, when will we wake up? When will go? It's 40 years now. It's 40 years since the 1980. It's 40 years. With the 40, when we get a year 41, will we see transformation? That's what we need to find in leader. People say, the people are I say, a problem I got, the boon I got to people, the people is this. Honor your office. The National Lottery and you work together to provide better help for the people living with disability. But the VP was president 12 years. Where's the program? From that office to the Lrtn National Lottery for the people living with disability. Where is the program? Show me something. Show me something. If you convince me in this direction, you convince me in all that. If you can't convince me here, you can't convince me. But I need to give it to the VP. I think he needs to honorably retire and serve as a mentor to the next president and show him the way. And say, these are the errors, these are the blunders, these are the things we did. And somebody was talking, I said, listen, I worked for you for almost 9 years. I disagree with Mr. Yuri. I resigned. Mr. Yuri begged me. I resigned. I said, Mr. Yuri, I can't work with these people. They are criminals. I resigned. When I left, Mr. Yuri got to former information minister, Emmanuel Buya. Mr. Buya called me. One morning, he called me, sir. Hello, he said, Mr. Cummings. I said, yes, sir. Who's David Cummings? I said, yes, sir. He said, this is Reverend Buya. Your boss want me to do some work over there. And he said, you understand him, so you need to cut back. I said, Reverend Buya, I will always respect Mr. Buya. He being a father and a friend and a big brother. I will respect him. But you see, I'm not going to come back to work with thieves. I told him that there were too many criminals who are come from overseas with the pretense that they brought money to run the institution and they were stealing the money that we raised that was in their account. I'm not coming back. And Reverend Buya said, son, whenever a big man talks to another big man for you to come, meaning there's something about you. So come. So I agreed to go back, but then Reverend Buya already on his way out. Then Paul Mulva was there, the former police director. And one night we disagreed on something, and I told him, I said, Honorable Mulva, he called me thief. I said, how can I be a thief? And Mr. Yuri was saying for me, how? I said, you became police director. You can't reduce yourself to a radio manager. So me and you now, who's hustling? Because I was not coming back, and they called me. So me and you, who's hustling? And we argued bitterly. Almost led to a face fight. And he told me one thing, but later he became my good friend and my big brother, and somebody who stood for me sometime when Robert said he didn't want to program me. He said, Cummings, you know why I will respect you, bro? Your stand. So you didn't even know that I left the country I was in America. When you heard it, you were shocked. I walked to the late Harry B. I said, you know the business we wanted to do, I'm out and I'm leaving the country. I told him, I think I've had enough. I don't want to end up like my father in this country. I'm going. And I left. How many young people, how many will look in the face of millions of dollars and walk? Everybody wants to sponsor something. Everybody. Some of the young people, they want to take pictures. Oh, I take pictures. But when you know the minister, I was yeah, I was on the Terra conference. Some of the people, I said, you don't know these things. They don't wake up to the reality tomorrow.
Yep.
Money, my brother, will pray.
Yep. Thank
But
you,
like you
Thomas.
and others, and the guy that was on, we all need to get up and say, this is it. This is a wake up call. This is a wake up call. Probably maybe as I go, maybe not a preacher, so I'm not into the political life like that or in the mainstream media, even though yes, we still do it once in a while. But if all the young people will wake up. But the general,
Yep.
sometimes I go for a few months and I come back. Not that I don't follow you.
I know. I see you too all the time, man.
I follow you sometimes. Don't quit.
No, I will not,
Don't
man.
stop.
I will not. I will not.
Keep talking.
Yep. We'll
Keep
say it.
talking.
Yep.
One day some people, young children, will hear this and will say, I ain't banga, I ain't lofa. I hear the big brother. I
Yep.
think we need to do something.
Yep.
I think we do better off living a good life than being a wheelbarrow boy,
Yep.
being a shoe shine boy. We can do something good with our lives. And we hope and pray that the next leader will think out of the box.
Yep.
Not inside this box. This Liberian box, no. The guy that in the Liberian box is too much.
That's true. That's the fact.
But thank you so much, the General.
Thank you very much for your time. You know, I love to talk to you, man. I like to talk to you because you got it. You have what it takes, man. You wisdom is not cheap. Yeah. Thank you very much, Cummings.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Hello?
On there,
Yeah.
I'm trying to call the show.
I know you call you try to call the show. Who's there?
Jackie Williams from Jersey.
Oh, yes. Okay, you called this number. No problem. No problem. I was going to restart the system because my son went moved my plugs. I put it back now. Everything freezing up. Yeah. So it is on. You're watching it right now,
I'm watching it.
but it's freeze up to your end there.
No, it's not.
Oh,
They
but
were
true.
freezing earlier because I've been listening for the past 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. But then go ahead. Let me keep it like.
the reverend.
Okay, let me keep it like this for now. And go ahead. You all live.
Okay, thank you for the platform again.
Thank you very much.
Well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you to Reverend Cummings, for his, expose. He always fighting
Yeah.
for Liberia, and we need that. But to solve Liberia problem, like I always say on many of the issues I've been calling on, we need an all Liberian conference.
Yeah.
In Liberia for 1 month. How much it will cost? It's about $5 million. Because people will leave the diaspora to go to the conference.
Yeah.
The conference will not only select opposition leader to come, no, civil society, interest group, pressure group, student group, marketeers, wheelbarrow boys, and the people who making garden or mechanics, and whatever you're talking about. Every demographic will be represented at that sitting of that 1 month conference. But the most important thing is this conference will have a secretary that will be charged with the responsibility to put all those ideas together and develop a document called the Liberian dossier that will become the blueprint to move Liberia forward. And one favor the lawmakers will have to do, the reason why it got to be held in Liberia and they had to have the government's backing or sanction is because the lawmakers will have to vote on that blueprint, the Liberian dossier. All those recommendations, those ideas as to how the government can generate revenue from varieties of the opportunity that is in Liberia that the Liberian government don't even know about. Because they're generating revenue of $317 million and their expenditure is way above that amount of money. For that reason, right now as we speak, there's a budget shortfall of $187 million.
Yeah.
So by June 30, by July 1st, when they begin to draft 2020-2021 budget, there will be a budget deficit. Right now, it's a budget shortfall. Even $50 million of this, what you call stimulus framework, has been, signed or approved by the Senate. $50 million will be coming from the 2020-2021 budget. It's not even in this current budget because this current budget cannot even meet budgetary stipulation and allotment, budget goals or revenue goal. They didn't even meet it because of the pending crisis. Not even this corona that causing the crisis, but they had balance of payment issue that the IMF have loaned the government $155 million for 39% interest last year, October. And the first payment came in by December 24th, which was in the tune of $19 million. And they have received some amount. They didn't broadcast it to the press, but that money is to help the central bank take care of balance of payment. That means those who want US dollars to go buy goods,
Yeah.
can be able to deal with the central bank and be able to get that money promptly. But the Liberian government have been using that money to manage to take care of payment. That means liquidation or solvency with other banks that they owe. Not a problem. But the solution is not from a political party, it's not from opposition group, it's not even from this ruling party that is in charge. Because the enormous opportunity that in the country, they're not even seeing it. For instance, let's look at the rice market. $238 million value. 30% we give that government roughly about $68 million. I mean 30% control of the rice market. I mean you put commerce, LPDR and the LPMC together, you form a consortium. And they start with maybe $10 million to bring rice and sell it maybe dollar under market price. Liberian people will gain from buying the rice $12.50. Right?
Yeah.
The Liberian government will be generating the amount of $60 million per year from the proceeds that they will generate from rice. Now, 30% control of the oil market, I mean petroleum product. They give the government roughly about $32 million profit. But they don't see that they can get involved in those things with the amount of $25 million. Just $25 million can put the government in the lead. It means the business people that are taking 70% control will be under pressure to adjust their price. Then you can begin to look at some of the profit and invest in agriculture. But the government signed a cash guarantee with AfriLand Bank, $1.5 million. They say it's a loan for farmers. Well, in the world, farmers are taking loan. We in the United States, farmers don't take loan. Farmers get grants and subsidies. You give farmer loan, it means 12-month cycle they have to be working with that money, making trying to cultivate their crops. Now, what's the guarantee that they're going to yield to get to market to generate that money to be able to service their debt? No guarantee. Because bad weather could cause problem with their crop. Maybe low cost will cause problem with their crops. And even transportation will cause problem with their crops that it could perish because the crops are perishable goods. So farmers around the world in countries that are ready to develop, that are ready to move forward, they don't give their farmers food, they give their farmers grains and subsidy. So the Liberian government don't see in that area that they need to start with the amount of $10 million to get equipment. And those equipment, the farmers can get their certificate of what you call grants, the grant certificate, that they will go to agriculture ministry and show this certificate of grants. And then it means that when they show those certificate of grants, it means they can access those equipment and go use it for like a week or two. The farmers will try and maybe buy a few oil for those machines. That's the best the farmers can do. But that's a great help for them. But then what happened? Government set up the produce market. Government entity like LPMC become the sole buyer. The sole buyer of those products. You got the agro market. Government entity the sole buyer. The next thing you see people partnering with government to open agro processing plants. Then Liberia
Yep.
what I got to put on the table. Not about rules, the candidacy of this person. I'm not interested in that. It's not going to help Liberia. We had the best brain among Liberians. In recent time, 12 years, he managed the country. He refused to set up a trading platform at the central bank for the Liberian government to make 8% profit on a dollar, which is ETF, exchange traded funds. Shut down every foreign exchange bureau. Make sure only the banks are licensed to do foreign exchange. And the major foreign exchange flow is the central bank. It means every business people in Liberia, majority will flock to the central bank to buy the USD to build or transfer it. At that point, you can build and adjust the rates. At whatever way you adjust the rate, Liberian government will make profit at the end of the year. 8% profit on the US dollar. If that $480 million is shipped out of Liberia for goods, you're talking about 8% profit at Liberian government to central bank is making that money. You do the math and see where that money will be going. You can put that money into social welfare program or welfare program for the old folks. But Liberian government right now, their budget system is flawed because you cannot have a budget system that your domestic revenue is under $300 million and your budget is $525 to $30 million, and you're depending on aid and other budgetary support. Then, if you depend on budgetary support, it should be sub-budget, supplementary budget. And you have your actual budget that you can work with. This supplementary budget, you can use it in terms of emergency. But you cannot merge all two and say, oh, the national budget is $500 million, but you can only generate $370 million. It's a problem in the country.
Yep.
So, but the All-Atlantic Conference will make sure all these recommendations, beginning with the implementation and of the rule of law, because law is not enforced in our country. So people are not afraid of being government officers still. And other people will give justification. Oh, yeah, that operational budget.
And these are things that you've been saying for the last 2 years.
Everybody show a call on.
2 years. 2 years.
With any candidate to say,
But
I'm going to promote this candidate or the other candidate. I got
our
no
government,
business with that.
our government officials and people who responsible for certain things, when they go on Facebook, they go on platform to listen to people talking, they only there to know who criticizing them and to take action as all.
And for me, I got no
Yeah.
business with that. Even I recommended how the government of Liberia can generate money for agriculture. I said the government should use the venture for economic framework where you got 74,000 civil servants. You withhold 5% of their income through the venture, mandatory. That will give you $14.7 million. I said that the government can run it up to 15. You can begin investing in agriculture without 15, but you have to set up a consortium, like a venture, that the government will work with as an independent body that will report in real time to the Liberian people. Now, after 4 years of this program, what's going to happen? Those civil servants that their 5% was withhold, they will be able to get 72% return on their money in 4 years time. Using the rule of 72, based on investment principle. Because 4 years, divided 72, that's 18%. So it's 18% every year. Times 4 years is 72%. But you will have made so much profit of about 200-300% if you begin to invest $50 million in agriculture in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, you get to about 200% profit based on the kind of crops that you're going to grow, not just rice. We're talking about corn, cassava, plantain, banana, those 4 roots and tuber crops. You put Liberia way above many other African countries in terms of agriculture, agro produce. But Liberian government looking into doing that? No. Not looking into doing that. Central bank government looking at the governor at central bank looking at establishing a trading platform? No. Because he was just loan supervisor at JP Morgan Chase. Now he's central bank governor. So you don't understand many of those other issues that has to do with trading. Being loan supervisor is a specific function at any bank. You review people's credit and whatever credit history and think and see where the loan got to be at
No, you're
But
not.
there are a lot of things that this government, in Labrador, other government, like for instance, let me go to the issue of quantum finance, the value of our raw material. That today, the value has dropped, but it's still above $1 trillion. Because under Madam Salif, for about 8 years, the value was $1.7 trillion. The value of our iron ore and bauxite. Now it's down to about $1.1 trillion. But we still have the opportunity to access loan through quantum finance. And what is quantum finance for the audience? The value of our mineral, we don't have to do mineral swap. You contact or venture or capital in New York or maybe in London or probably Japan or Hong Kong, wherever you get the venture finance company to talk to. They come and look at the appraisal document from international geologists. They value that. They say, okay, how much you want? $10 million or 15 or 20, somewhere around it. That money can build like 3 times. In every bank we get nothing less than $400 million from the Liberian government to really add up to their capital. To do what? Land redevelopment. Everybody that got a piece of land, you send your document to the bank, they build your 2-bedroom for you and your family, and build other apartment on your land, and then it's for rent. That rent goes to the bank to service your debt in 15 years. The bro can move forward with that. The Liberian government have to provide those insurances, those guarantees to the bank for the bank to get involved in doing that. Because the government cannot build low-income houses all over the place. They don't have the means. Now, the rest of the other money, you build the country, build roads, hospital, and school. In 5 years time, all of that going on. How can we pay back the $20 billion that we access through quantum finance? The value of our resources, all those companies that got license and permit to mine, when they sell, the proceeds that we're supposed to get, which is royalty, Ocean it will be servicing that debt for the amount of years. So we're not under pressure to be paying cash, paying through remittance from the royalty that we're supposed to get from our resources. Madam Salif refused that offer and begin to give BRE, ArcelorMittal, and China Union all those concessions that giving the Liberian government 3%. You imagine?
Damn.
Hello?
I listen to you. It just in their own interest is for themselves. They do it for themselves.
Yeah, but it's not even different from what's happening now. But the we are government ran out into discussion with people to go for Wologisi Mountain. How much those people promise you to bring down to invest $25 million to begin? And the government promising that, oh, we do the road going up that area so that your trucks can be able to move. Because the company not even coming with $100 million or $200 million to even begin to build rail. But the Liberian community, the Liberian in the diaspora, we can generate more than $100 and some million if we're ready to even go by the way of nationalizing whatever mine